Hello everyone, my name is Joseph and welcome back to the Popsicle Night channel. This video is sponsored by PTCGO the best place for you to get Pokemon TCG code cards. Please don't forget to use my code NIGHT22 at checkout so you can get a 5% discount. Thank you so much guys for always supporting the content I create in this channel. In today's video, we're taking a look at Staraptor from the Brilliant Star set. It's another one of those cards that no one will ever use, but today, we will make it shine. Are you guys ready for a meme deck? Well, here it is. Staraptor is a stage 2 colorless type Pokemon with 150 HP, 1 retreat cost, and it has minus 30 resistance to fighting, which is very significant because there's plenty of fighting type builds being played in the format right now. And an extra defense can go a long way. And it also has weakness to lightning, which again, having a non-fighting weakness is really good. It has 2 attacks. The first one is Strong Breeze. For 3 colorless energy, your opponent shuffles their active Pokemon and all attached cards into their deck. As simple as that. And this attack will be our main focus for this card. This attack basically gives you a different option for a win condition. Not to deck out your opponent, not to get all the prize cards, but to empty out your opponent's board. Some may consider this attack a joke, however, I would actually consider this as a great disruption attack. Especially if your opponent uses up a lot of the resources to set up their Pokemon, and then Staraptor just shuffles it all back to the deck. I would consider this a very annoying and a very strong attack when used wisely. And its second attack is Spinning Bird. For 4 colorless energy, this attack deals 180 damage, after which you discard 2 energies from this Pokemon. This attack is actually pretty decent because you're looking at being able to 2-hit KO pretty much any VMAX in the game. Staraptor is a stage 2 Pokemon, so setting it up is a bit of a challenge, but it is doable. And it is worth noting that I'm using Starly from Darkness Ablaze as its basic pre-evolution, mainly because it has a pretty cool ability, Sky Circus. If you played a Bird Keeper during this turn, you can basically attack for free. So naturally, I included 2 copies of Bird Keeper in this build, which lets you switch one of your bench Pokemon with your active, after which you draw 3 cards. And Starly's attack is actually really awesome. Keen Eye for 2 colorless energy, unless you played Bird Keeper. You can search your deck for any 2 cards and put them into your hand. And being able to just get any 2 cards from the deck is very useful. Again, since we are focusing on disruption, preventing your opponent from setting up their Pokemon again is key to making Staraptor even more annoying. So I've included 1 complete line of Galarian Obstagoon with a Wicked Ruler ability. Once during your turn, you may have your opponent discard cards from their hand until they have 4 cards left. This will really help limit your opponent's ability to set up. And it can also attack with Knuckle Impact for 3 colorless energy. It does 180 damage, which is a pretty powerful attack. Next up, I added a copy of Farfetch'd because it has the attack Leak Lash. For 2 colorless energy, it deals 20 plus damage, but this attack does 10 more damage for each damage counter on your opponent's active Pokemon, pretty much doubling the damage on your opponent's Pokemon. So if you do end up attacking with Staraptor or Galarian Obstagoon, Farfetch'd can just deal the finishing blow. And I also have Tornadus more for its Sudden Cyclone ability. If you played it from your hand to the bench, you can force your opponent to switch their active with one of their bench Pokemon. This is great if your opponent is stalling with a different Pokemon in their active. You can just push it back with this, so that Staraptor's target will become more relevant, especially if you aim to shuffle their Pokemon back to the deck. Next is a copy of Manaphy with a Wave Veil ability to prevent any attack damage being done to our bench Pokemon. And finally, Snorlax with the Gourmandize ability for consistency, helping us to draw into more cards. But in this build, we can actually use Snorlax to attack with Body Slam. For 4 colorless energy, it does 100 damage, and then you flip a coin. If heads, your opponent's active is now paralyzed. This attack is great for chip damage and for stalling. What makes this Staraptor build usable is because we can now easily pay off the attack cost of most of our Pokemon. We have the new Double Turbo energy. It counts as 2 colorless energy, however your attack is decreased by 20. And then we also have the Twin energy. It counts as 2 colorless energy with no setbacks because we're only using single prize Pokemon in this build. So that's a total of 8 double energy for our Pokemon to use. But not only that, I also have 2 copies of Powerful Energy. Since most of our Pokemon are colorless type, this energy will give an additional 20 damage. And I also have 4 basic energies. It doesn't really matter what type of energy I think, but I figured it was more practical to use dark energies because of the Obstagoon line. It's important to include basic energy because it's easy to recover with the ordinary rod. And also having a basic energy in your discard pile allows you to use Raihan. If one of your Pokemon was knocked out during your opponent's turn, you can accelerate 1 basic energy from the discard pile to one of your Pokemon, after which you can also search for any 1 card from your deck. I think having Raihan in this build is very useful since it can help you accelerate energy and get an extra card to easily set up another stage 2 right away. As for the other cards in this deck, I included one Collapse Stadium, which limits each player's bench to having only 4 Pokemon. When this is played, you'll have to discard one of your Pokemon if you have a full bench. And then I also have Avery to combo with Collapse Stadium. When played, you draw 3 cards, but this card also forces your opponent to only have 3 Pokemon in their bench. They have to discard their bench Pokemon until they only have 3 left. So between Avery and the Collapse Stadium, you will continue to limit the number of Pokemon your opponent has in play. So when you use Staraptor's Strong Breeze attack, being able to wipe out your opponent's board will become even more achievable. Obviously, this build is just for fun, and it's a great way to showcase Staraptor. You're definitely not going to win a lot of games with this build, but as always, I was up for the challenge for making a standalone build for this card, and I'm actually really happy with the results. And that's pretty much it. You can find the complete deck list in the description below, and now please enjoy the following gameplay videos showcasing Staraptor. Alright, on to our first match. My opponent chooses to go first. I do prefer going first with this build because we are dealing with a stage 2. We're going to start with the Farfetch'd to go into the active. We also have Tornadus, which I will save because we can use its ability to push our opponent back. But how it is right now, with an energy under Garbodor V, they can just evolve next turn and knock us out. And I think it's better to just put Tornadus on the bench. Unfortunately, the double turbo energy reduces our attack damage, so we couldn't even chip away at their Garbodor. And there it is, they evolve into Garbodor VMAX. They only need 2 energies to attack with Gmax Malodor. It does 120 damage and poison. So that's going to knock out any of our Pokemon right now. So we need basic, and we have a dead hand here. Just lose this game within 2 turns. But they are going to Marnie us, so I actually don't mind that. Hopefully we can draw into better cards. I need to draw into other cards. I need basic to form on my bench. We got a Starly from that, and also Manaphy, so that at least we can survive a few turns. If we can set up a Staraptor, we could just shuffle our opponent's Garbodor VMAX back to the deck, to their deck. So at least we were able to set up a few basics here, which is really nice. Can set up my Obstagoon line, so I'll get Zigzagoon, and we're just gonna keep getting knocked out here. So I'm gonna just scoop up Tornadus and then use its ability to push back their Garbodor VMAX into the fossil. That way, either they sacrifice that fossil, discard it, so that they can switch back to their Garbodor, or if they have a switch, then they can attack. But if they decide not to, and not to attack and preserve that fossil, the rare fossil, then we're gonna have a few more turns here. Hopefully we can draw into better cards. We only have 1 card left. Dude, we drew into a Marnie. That's insane. Let's go. So we're still in this game. Okay, we're still in this game. Oh my goodness, that was a really bad start for sure. So I'm just gonna pass. All I need to do now is at least switch into Snorlax so I can draw 2 more cards. Their Garbodor VMAX can actually knock out my Snorlax. 120 damage plus poison is 130. So we won't survive an attack from Garbodor VMAX. But at least we have Boss, but they are going to use Avery against us as well. So let me just discard these 2. We'll preserve 1 Starly. And with Tornadus out of our bench, we can actually just get that back and reuse its ability if we need to. Could just sacrifice that. I can always just get that back with Ordinary Rod, and then I'll just get another Starly pass once again. This is a really horrible start. We're just locked into this really bad. We haven't even gotten any other energy other than that one that was discarded, which they actually wasted that hammer. You know, they were just gonna knock out our Pokemon. But that's their strategy. So they're using Arctozolt. So each time we attach an energy, that's going to deal 20 damage to our Pokemon. They're going to boss. Oh man, here it is. They're going to boss my Linoon. They're going to knock that out, which is actually pretty significant because we only have 1 line of Obstagoon. So let me just boss. I'm gonna stall, and then I'm just gonna Gormandize for 6 and go from there. We got energies. We have a few Averys, which right now isn't too useful because they don't have any other Pokemon in their bench. You're gonna set up more rare fossils, and they also have Mimikyu V. And we actually drew into a Bird Keeper, so now Starly can attack for free. But I can also start energizing one, so I can set up for a Staraptor in my next turn. And then I'll just use Bird Keeper. We can use Keen Eye to get 2 cards from our deck. We still need a rare candy for sure, so we can build up a Staraptor. And we actually got one from our Bird Keeper last turn, so let's see what else. We have Ordinary Rod. You know what? I think I'm just gonna get a Level Ball. Hopefully they don't Marnie us here. So my plan is to use Ordinary Rod, get my Zigzagoon back, and then I'll use Level Ball and set that up. Because it's one of the key elements really with this disruption is that limit our opponent's hand at least to 4 so that they can't set up their Pokemon again. So it's very important. My opponent just has plenty of these Crushing Hammers, and it's very, very disruptive as well because if we don't energize our Staraptor, it's really gonna mess us up. Oh, dude, here's another Crushing Hammer. Come on, Tails. Okay, good. Good. So, with 5 Pokemon on their bench, we can use Avery successfully or effectively so that they can reduce it down to 3. Let me just evolve into a Staraptor here. And then use Ordinary Rod. Let me see. Let's get Zigzagoon for sure. And I think I'll get Farfetch'd because Farfetch'd, that can go a long way as well because you can double the damage if we do end up attacking with Staraptor. So let's use Zigzagoon here. I'll just put it on Garbodor, VMAX, I guess. Doesn't really matter because we're just shuffling their Pokemon back to the deck. I'm going to use Avery, force our opponent to limit their hand size to 3. And I'm hoping that they don't have any switch here so that we can continue with our setup. We might be able to preserve Starly here. So I'll evolve into Staravia and then get a Farfetch'd with my Level Ball. And then I have a few switch. But if I shuffle back the Arctozolt, we're gonna be open for an attack here. Dude, that's a 60 damage. Because they have 2 Arctozolts and then they also have Old Cemetery. That's 60 damage for just attaching 1 energy. So we can't even attach an energy on Staravia right now. Otherwise it's gonna get knocked out. And I can kind of see what they're going for here. They have Acerolo's Premonition to increase for their Mimikyu VMAX to attack. And then they can spread that, what's that, 15 damage to all of our Pokemon. They can actually knock out a lot of our Pokemon all at once. So good thing they are not able to get their Arctozolt out of the active. Otherwise we would be dead by now. This would be game over already. And this is actually a pretty good combination with Arctozolt. Keep putting that pressure of damage counters each time your opponent attaches an energy, and then Mimikyu can just finish them off when it spreads damage counters. So this is actually a pretty unique build. And Garbodor hits with poison, and they're also using the helmet. So each time we attack, it's gonna remove an energy from our attacking Pokemon. They have a large hand size here, so good thing they weren't able to attack. So I'm just gonna Marnie, continue to limit their hand size to 4. And I'm just gonna energize Snorlax here. Maybe we can just retreat, hard retreat if we need to. Yeah, I'm just gonna Gormandize here. Yeah, this is a tough one because if we end up again shuffling their Arctozolt, we're open for an attack from our opponent. They're using Phantom Waves. Dude, this disruption is really effective. So just remove your energies from your opponent. And then, yeah, each time they reattach energy, they're gonna receive a lot of damage. is actually pretty effective, you know. They're doing damage just by sitting there. So we gotta figure out how we can get around this. They're still not able to get their Arctozolt out of the active, which is good. I do have a boss's order. I think the most dangerous, I mean, we have to deal with Mimikyu VMAX and Garbodor VMAX. We only have one boss's order left, so we have to use it wisely. We have 2 Staraptors, but one needs energy. 2 energies to be exact. And it's gonna get knocked out when we attach 2 of them. So this is gonna be very difficult with the Arctozolt active and that old cemetery. I mean, if I attach an energy on the Staraptor with the double turbo energy, I think that's the most practical right now. And we can't even use Gourmandize because we have all these cards on hand. So I'll just use Ordinary Rod for the meantime. Maybe we can draw into 1 card at least. And then, I mean, we only have 3 Staraptors in this build, so I'll just get that one. And then I'll just use Gourmandize. We're drawing into 1. We got Bird Keeper, so that's good. We can switch one of our Pokemon into the active. So we don't have to attach an energy on Snorlax just so we can retreat it. So, our Staraptor has 70 HP left. The other one has 90. Okay, they're gonna boss. Oh, but that's okay. We have Bird Keeper. We can probably stall for 1 more turn here, and then we can boss their one of their VMAX. Just gonna thin out my my deck by getting Staraptor. So I'll just switch this into the active, get it set up for next turn. I mean, I'm pushing it. If I add an energy on Staraptor, I have Raihan, and if they do end up knocking out my Staraptor in the active, I'll have a basic I'll have a basic energy in the discard pile, so I can use Raihan, accelerate 1 energy, and we should survive an attachment. So they are gonna pass for the meantime. So now we have access to boss. We can actually shuffle 1 of their VMAX back to the deck. I think Mimikyu VMAX is the most dangerous, and we don't even know if they have Acerola. And yeah, I'm just gonna scoop that one up so that we can reset its HP. We have Rare Candy, so we can evolve into a Staraptor, and we can attach more energies onto it when needed. So I think I'm just gonna boss the Mimikyu VMAX. This is a very hard. You need a big brain to kind of figure out the best option here. So I'm just gonna go for it. I'm gonna Strong Breeze, get this Mimikyu out of the way. So now we don't have to worry about multiple spread damage counter. Especially a lot of our Pokemon are low HP, so it's gonna be really easy for our Pokemon to get knocked out. They're gonna use G-Max Malodor. That's gonna knock us out. But that's okay. That's actually good for us because now we can use Raihan, accelerate 1 energy without having to worry about the energy attachment damage counter here. And then don't really have much option. I'll just get another Raihan. That might help us set up for our next attack. I'm just gonna attach an energy, but I think I'm gonna go for the twin energy. That way our attack won't get reduced if we use Spinning Bird. And then let's see if we can set up another Starly. We don't have any more. All we have is Tornadus. That could come in handy. But I'll just shuffle this Garbodor VMAX back to the deck with a Strong Breeze. And all we have to worry about now is this 1 Garbodor V on our opponent's bench. The other Arctozolt doesn't seem like they're going to be able to attack because they're only using Psychic and Dark Energy. So hopefully it's going to be easier for us to shuffle those back to the deck. Good thing their Garbodor V did not evolve into a VMAX and they're only attacking for 40, so our Staraptor actually survives an attack here. And we can continue to use Strong Breeze to shuffle their Pokemon back to the deck. So let's just continue to do that. We should survive another turn here with even with a poison, but we have to. I have to think about getting this this Staraptor out of the active because pretty soon it's gonna get knocked out with that poison. But they're gonna be able to set up another Arctozolt. They're gonna pass. So we can't pass here because our Staraptor is gonna get knocked out with a poison. So we attach an energy here, dude. All right, that that was a fail. Yeah, I forgot they had Arctozolt and the stadium. So there, when we attached the energy, it actually did 80 damage. So that knocked out our Farfetch'd. I didn't even think about that. So that was a wasted move for sure. Let me switch into Snorlax, I guess. I'm gonna stall because I only have one Staraptor and it's my only means of winning here. I can't even draw. Okay. I mean, let me just knock out my Snorlax, I guess. Take one for the team. Sorry, buddy. And I'll just Strong Breeze, because if I stall any further, they might just get another basic Pokemon set up on their bench, and it's just gonna mess us up. But if they can't set it up, if we just shuffle all of their Arctozolt back to their deck, we might be able to win this game. All they need is one more. All they need is one more prize. They're gonna boss, dude. No. If we attach an energy, we're gonna get knocked out. And we don't have any more switching options here. Oh, you know what? No, we can attach. We should survive with 10 HP. Yeah, we. That's right. We shuffled one of their Arctozolt back to the deck. So let's continue to. Let's go. Let's continue to shuffle their Arctozolt. Come on, no basic Pokemon. No basic. Come on. Just one more. Just one more. Do they have it? What is this? Alright, moving on to our next match. Hello. Let's have a good match. And we're going to start with a Starly to go into the active. And we actually have a pretty good hand here. We can set up a few more basic Pokemon onto our bench. And we have Zigzagoon. And alright, they have Honchkrow V. They have Mew in the active. Lightning Energy and Pachirisu. Okay, so this is a Honchkrow V Pachirisu combo. So depending on how many tool cards they have in play, Pachirisu's attack is actually pretty powerful. I have a showcase of this in my channel as well. I mean, it is pretty strong. It is pretty strong. But I think we can win this. I'm thinking because Pachirisu actually takes a few turns for it to fully energize because it requires 2 energies. We can actually just shuffle it back and then disrupt them that way. Let me just put a chip damage on Pachirisu, I guess. And then use Level Ball. I'll get another Starly. And then I can get Snorlax with the Quick Ball. I don't think Manaphy is going to be as useful in this matchup, so it's probably just going to be there. I'm going to use Avery. That's going to make our opponent discard one of their other Pokemon in their bench, which could go a long way. I think I'll just attach an energy on Starly and then retreat back to Snorlax so that I can use its Gormandize. We are still in a setup phase. Anyways, my opponent still requires a few more turns, I think, before they can fully set up. And then I'll just grab a Farfetch'd, and then I'll just Gormandize for 5 cards. So, I mean, I guess Zigzagoon's Headbutt Tantrum is not as useful for the strategy of this build because we're just shuffling our opponent's cards back to the deck. But when we do end up attacking, it could be useful, I guess. That 1 or 2 chip damage. And yeah, Farfetch'd is also pretty useful because I doubt we're gonna be dealing any one-hit KO on their Honchkrow V. So since Farfetch'd only requires 1 energy to attack, really, technically, because we have a bunch of double turbo or twin energy, you can just attach 1 energy and then deal that finishing blow against their V Pokemon. Rocky Helmet, okay. Alright, so with their Marnie, at least we still got a twin energy off of that, and a Staraptor with a rare candy, so we can actually build one up. Sometimes I hesitate to evolve a Staraptor when I don't really need to use it, because it does introduce it to your opponent, and then that creates anticipation on their part, and then they can strategize around it once they see your card. But that's okay. I think it's fine. Their combo is pretty straightforward. You know, unless they have a boss, they can boss our Staraptor and then attack with their Pachirisu. They also need a switch to get their Mew out of the active. So they need a few more cards. They have a boss. They could actually knock out our Staraptors. That's not really good. At least we got another Starly. Okay, they're gonna pass one more time, and that's actually good, because now what I could do is just use boss, and then I could just boss their main attacker, and then just shuffle it back to their deck. Let's see, I'll just get a Linoon so I can start building up my Obstagoon without having to use a rare candy. And I'll just Strong Breeze, shuffle this Pachirisu back to the deck. Now they have to build up their attacker once again. We still have an Avery, so we are keeping their bench size in check. And we also have our Collapsed Stadium. So we should be good. I should remove their Stadium too, because that's making it easier for them to set up their Lightning Pokemon. So they're also using Raikou V. All it needs is 2 energies to attack, so if there's any way they can energize it, they can knock out our Staraptor. Again, because we are weak to lightning. I'll start building up this Starly here. And then, I wonder if I should just bump out their Stadium. Let's see, let me just set up my Starly, I guess. Another one. So we have 2... I don't know if it was a good idea. I should just play the Stadium. Let me just use Avery, draw into more cards so I can set up. We have Level Ball. Let's see what we can get here. I mean, we have Staravia. Just get that, start evolving this, and then I wish I could just... Yeah, because that Raikou is very dangerous there. I'll just bump out their Stadium right now, because that's going to help them set up their Pachirisu in the long run. So at least they don't have a Stadium to use. I'll just shuffle that Mew back to the deck, because that's helping them draw into cards as well. Most likely they're just going to put their Raikou in the active. They can knock out my Staraptor, but we have Raihan. We have another... We could just find another Staraptor with Raihan, and then just shuffle this Raikou back to the deck. So without the Stadium, the Stormy Mountain Stadium, they can't set up another basic unless they have it on hand, or if they have any Pokeballs on hand to search for it. But they're also using Tapu Koko. Most likely it's just for pivot, because it has free retreats. So, this is definitely winnable, I think, because as long as their Honchkrow V does not attack, they're very limited to their attackers. So they knock out our Staraptor. We can use Raihan, I'm thinking. Accelerate 1 energy. I can accelerate to my Obstagoon. Let me just do this first. Let me use right hand first. Get a Staraptor. Evolve this. And then, yeah, let's just attach that. And then Strong Breeze this Raikou back to their deck. And now they don't have any attacker. They can set up a Pachirisu, but again, it requires 2 turns for them to energize it. I actually like the idea of putting a Flaffy in the deck because it makes it a lot easier to energize a Pachirisu in a single turn. You attach one and then attach with Flaffy 1 energy from the discard pile, and then you can start attacking. You're gonna use Marnie, which actually I really don't mind that because our hand is pretty dead. That might help us to evolve into another Staraptor. Okay, they're not gonna retreat with their Tapu Koko. They're setting up their Pachirisu. What I could do is just use Bird Keeper, draw into 3 cards. We have another Snorlax. We can actually use Snorlax. We can use Snorlax to attack. Forgot about Snorlax. Alright, let me just use Kenai. And then I'm gonna get my Obstagoon so I can limit their hand size. And then get a boss. That way we have more control of which Pokemon to target. So even if they knock out our Starly, we still have Staraptor all ready to go to shuffle any of their Pokemon back to the deck. So they're gonna use that 1 energy to knock out my Starly with their Pachirisu. So now, what we could do is evolve into Obstagoon. We can start using its Wicked Ruler ability. Have my opponent discard cards from their hand. Yeah, let's do that first. Wicked Ruler. They discard 2 cards from their hand. And most likely they're just going to choose the one that they don't really need as much. Then I could even disrupt them by using Marnie. Because that way they're going to have to kind of recoup their strategy. But that's fine. For now, I'll just use Strong Breeze, shuffle this back to their deck. Again, they don't have any attacker right now. Their bench size is limited to 4 Pokemon. So yeah, they're just setting up 1 attacker right now. They're gonna put Raikou on their bench. You know, we could actually attack. We have strong energy, we have boss. And Raikou doesn't have that much HP. I'm thinking of knocking it out in our next turn actually. They're gonna use get boss and Marnie back from the discard pile. And they're just gonna pass. I think I'm gonna take this opportunity to get an extra prize or 2 prize with Staraptor. Let's just use Wicked Ruler, have them discard 1 card from their hand at least. Alright, they discard an energy. And I'm just gonna boss the Raikou. Let's do it. Starly. Okay, I guess I could use Ordinary Rod. I can get another Staraptor line back to the deck. I mean, we have a Staraptor in the deck, so I'll just get Farfetch'd. And then I'll just use Spinning Bird. There it is. 200 damage. We actually get a knockout with Staraptor. I'll just sacrifice the Twin Energy. Anyways, we have double turbo energy on hand. We can just re-energize Staraptor if we need to attack again. And we got a Starly from our prize. So we can set up another Staraptor in the next few turns here. And my opponent doesn't have any attacker. They have Pachirisu. They have an energy. They have Raihan, dude. They'll be able to attack. And Tapu Koko has free retreat, so they can just get that out of the active easily. And they can get a knockout off of our Staraptor. I mean, I have Obstagoon to attack. I also have Snorlax. We have double turbo energy. And we can actually get a knockout off of this Pachirisu. 420 damage. That's a lot. So I'm just going to attack with Snorlax, dude. Even with the double turbo energy, with that reduced attack, we should be able to knock out this Pachirisu. That's what I'm going to do. Just body slam for 80 damage. No need to paralyze. Just straight up knockout there. We got a energy for our prize. So again, my opponent needs to set up another attacker. I mean, what are the chances that they have another Raihan on hand? I don't know. But that's okay. Alright, they're starting to energize. Okay, never mind. What are the chances? Pretty high, okay. So they got Raihan, but it takes 3 energies to energize Honchkrow V. So they won't be able to attack this turn, because the fact that they're focusing energy on that Honchkrow doesn't mean means that they don't have a Raikou or a Pachirisu on hand. So the question is, I mean, we have rare candy. If I use Marnie, that rare candy is gonna go back to the bottom of the deck. I'll just use Tornadus. Get this Mew out of the active. See which one they put in the active. I'm hoping that they put one of the Honchkrow. I doubt they'll do that though, but let's see if they put the Honchkrow in the active. We have a switch. We can chip away with Snorlax. Oh, dude, they actually okay, they actually switch. All right. So what I could do here, I could attack with Obstagoon or just attack with Snorlax. We have a chance to paralyze. Let me just use Marnie. That's fine. We can always just find that rare candy again. Okay, we got Staraptor. We just need a rare candy in our next turn. Yeah, let's go for it. I think I'm gonna body slam this guy, and then hopefully we can paralyze it. Otherwise, our Snorlax will get knocked out. Come on, body slam, and paralyze. Yes. Let's go. Oh, but we have to discard a card because they have that mask tool card. So, oh, and then they also have the helmet, which removes energy. Now Snorlax is fully bare. It doesn't have any more energies. And they're gonna bump out our stadium. They're gonna attach one more energy to their Honchkrow, but if they can't get it out, we should be able to get a knockout here. I could just scoop up my Snorlax in the active, attack with Obstagoon for the meantime, and then we can just retreat it. It has 2 retreat costs. We could just spare its twin energy, so we can attack with a different Pokemon if we need to. Because after Obstagoon attacks, it won't be able to attack the next turn, and they're just gonna pass, dude. We're gonna get a knockout here. Got 1 energy. We can. All right. We can use Raihan. Do we still have Raihan? I forgot. So we can energize our Farfetch'd, I guess. All right. Let's see. We can get a knockout here. Even with that Cape of Toughness, we should be okay. So let me scoop up my Snorlax, get Obstagoon in the active, put the Snorlax back, and then I can still attach an energy. I mean, I could always just attach that twin energy on Starly again. So I'll just re-energize my Snorlax, get a knockout here. Again, Snorlax can attack, so might as well energize it. I can just attach 1 energy on Farfetch'd, so I don't need to attach and set that up. But my Obstagoon is gonna lose both its energy though, so that's the thing. But we gotta switch, dude. We gotta switch, and another double turbo energy. This is just, everything is going our way, dude. I can't believe we're winning this match. This is actually pretty insane. Not only are we attacking with Staraptor, we're also using its Strong Breeze attack. We're attacking with Obstagoon. We're attacking with Snorlax. I think the only one that hasn't attacked yet is Farfetch'd. To be honest with you, I don't know if Farfetch'd is even a good addition to this build. Could probably spare that, and actually, you know what? Staraptor has 150 HP. Maybe I can replace Farfetch'd with like Pot Helmet. That could help with the defense, now that I think about it. But anyways, my opponent has Pachirisu all set up. So it's doing 369, 150 damage. We should be able to survive an attack. Our Obstagoon should be able to survive an attack. Unless they have another tool card on hand. Yes, they do, yeah. So if they retreat their Tapu Koko, they can get a knockout here for 180 damage. There it is. There goes our Obstagoon. But you know what? We have Snorlax. We have Snorlax. Unfortunately, we weren't able to finish with Staraptor, but we could just knock out with our Snorlax. And that's going to be game. There it is. Good game, man. Good game. Can't believe we won that one. And that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please don't forget to smash the like button for me. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching the Popsicle Night channel, and as always, stay safe and have a great day.